Storm Amy that came through. I was planning to go out in Storm Amy, but it really gave this area a kicking. Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to work. I'm going to have to bleep the next bit because that was awful. Finally. Oh, seems like it's forever since I've been out. It's probably been about 5 weeks. What with going away and stuff at home, not really being into it. My back still playing up, my hips playing up, my shoulder hurts. Pretty much everything's just falling apart at this point, but we're here, we're out. You might see that the car is stacked, and there's a reason for that. We've got a whole load of new gear. We're doing something we've never done before. We can do a hot tent camp. Although it's boiling at the moment, I'm sure it will cool down later. It's supposed to be down to about 4 degrees tonight, so we'll see how we get on. Anyway, I've got a lot of stuff to lug before it all falls out the back of the car. Alright, well, that's all the gear moved up from the car. And now I need to find the best spot. I don't want to be close or too close to any trees. Not that I'm particularly worried about sparks and things. The ground's still a little damp, so that shouldn't really be an issue. I'm just going to have a quick look around. Well, this isn't really a great site for a hot tent. Looks like I'm going to be on quite a slant just to get the stovepipe away from everything. Bugger. Oh well. Ideally I'd be down that side on the flat, but there's a big overhanging branch, so that's a no-go. Gonna be fun. I'm just going to sit in the peace and quiet for a little bit, I think. Figure out which way the wind's blowing. And the ground is wet-ish, but it's not soaking wet. So I do have to be quite careful where I set this up. I need to have a think. Right, I think I've figured out exactly where things are going, sort of. So, first of the new stuff. The One Tigress Smoky Hut hot tent. Never put it up, never even opened the bag. Probably a terrible thing to do, but that's what I've done. Let's see what we got. Okay, normal stuff with the One Tigress, which everybody complains about, these silly material things. They go straight in the bin, or more likely they get lost straight away. I'll put them in my pocket for now. So, this is the new version that comes with the half ground floor, which is great. Also comes with a stove jack, which is even better. It's a single skin tent, hot tent. What have we got? Pole, pegs, let's have a look. Now, this wasn't that expensive, 100 and something, I'll put it on the screen. But it does come up for every now and again, it'll come up on a deal. See, look, so now I've got 2 bits of material and 2 rubber bands. I'm about to have a piece of plastic. All of these things are pointless. Okay, single pole. Okay, good. Stick the plastic back in the pole bag before it goes shooting off down the valley. Pegs, these are going to be some fairly bog standards. Feels like we've got some guy lines in there as well. Yeah, pretty typical cheapy tri-lobe things. I'll use my own. I much prefer stakes than pegs, and I can feel at least one guy line in there and then the floor. Right, I'll grab my pegs and we'll lay this out and try and figure out exactly where everything fits. Okay, so what we've got to do here is try and find a spot which is far enough away from the trees so I don't have any concerns about sparks. Just find the stove jack first. There it is. Okay. That's interesting. Right, there's a good tip. Stove jack is on the panel that has the One Tigress branding on it. Good to know. So obviously I want the stove jack to be that side. And have to put up with being on a slant. And I suspect that the doors aren't going to be in the optimum spot, but that's okay too. Oh, it's very clingy. Okay, so let's put some pegs in and see how we get on. This does have a snow skirt. Which is obviously nice in the snow. Not that we really ever get that much snow. This is going to be tricky, this. Okay. We are pretty much there. Definitely on the wonk. Oh well. Let's take a look inside. Well, it's not bad. Somewhere there. Now then. Not quite sure. Wow. Not quite sure where I've got to put stuff now. Ideally, I want to be down that side, but that is a real angle. I might have to go there. Damn. And then right, change of plans. Right, what I've got to do is figure out where to put the next item that's new, which is a cot, which I've never used before camping. So we'll set that up and then see where the best fit is. Alright, so sitting back and I look, that angle's pretty awful. So I think what I'll do is I'll remove this bit back this end. If I can come back a couple of feet, I should be on a flatter surface at this end of the tent, and that's where the cot can go. I always knew this was going to be a bit of messing around. It's quite large. It's the largest one I've got for this sort of camping anyway. Yep, that's what we've got to do. That'll do for now. Need to have a sit down. Well, that's the one Tigress smoky hut hot tent all up. Need to put the half ground sheet in a second. I'll do that in a minute. It's large on the outside. I'm not sure it's very large in the inside. We'll see. Right. So that was the first of the new stuff. And the second thing is this. So this is the one Tigress again. Supragris cot. On cot bed. Right then, let's get the half mat in, and then we'll come back and grab that. Now, I've not attached the ground sheet at all, just spread it out for now. I really need to see where the cot might go, if it will go. That's going to have to go there. That's on a very big slant. I'll be falling off of that all night long. Okay. Can it go there? And I'm right near the fire. Damn. Okay. So I can probably do that though. Definitely falling off. Nope, that's not going to work. That might. Yeah. Yeah, okay. All this long grass is a pain because it just, your feet get caught in it all the time. Am I there? It's not too terrible. It is far enough away from the hot stove. My worry is if I put my sleeping mat on top of this, it's just going to slide all night. Feeling it a bit. Not really been 100% recently. I've still got plenty of daylight. I might stop for a little while, have a cup of coffee, have a bit of a think about what I'm doing here. Yeah, let's do that. Coffee. That's one battery gone already. If you are thinking about starting YouTube and you get GoPro, buy a load of batteries because they seriously burn through them something chronic. Obviously, I've got the hot stove tonight for my dinner, for cooking, but I need coffee. Oh. Okay. Grab that. Grab that. Show you what we got here. So I'm going to use the remote stove just because it's easier. Yeah, we've got the little fire, little remote stove. I think this is an Amazon one, maybe. Or it might have been a Temu cheapie. Not really matters. Some water. Cup. I'm not entirely sure how much water I need. I'll show you why in a second. Show you this first. So this is Temu, unsurprisingly. It's a coffee press. Now, obviously I've not used it. Don't eat those bits. It's nice little coffee press. It's not huge, but then you don't need a huge one. So we'll give this a try. We'll see how we get on. We'll get some water on. Enough. Definitely need a glove. That was the perfect quantity. I think about 300 ml, was it maybe? I don't know. I have to have another look. So we'll just let that sit for a sec. Now this press, you can drink straight from it, and that's fine, but I don't think I will. I think I'll just use it as a press for today. Just drink with my cup, put some sugar in there. Have to keep an eye on the sun, because although sundown's not till, I don't know, I think it's about 10 to 7 tonight, the sun's going to drop behind the mountain here in probably about an hour and 20 minutes, if that. So I do need to keep an eye on that. Okay, thermally it's very good. Pretty well insulated by the feel of that. It's a little top heavy before you press the plunger in, but that's okay. It's not a biggie. Let's see what the pour's like. Not bad. I think I could probably have done with letting that sit for a little longer. Doesn't look particularly strong, but that sun right in the eyes. Oh well. I should probably get my sunglasses, but doesn't matter. Yeah, the last few weeks has been just impossible to get out. Lots of things hurting. Plus a storm Amy that came through. I was planning to go out in Storm Amy, but it really gave this area a kicking. And it was just too much. I looked out the window and the trees were really bending. It was dangerous. We got, I don't know, 50, 60 mile an hour winds here. Up here, I might get a little bit higher than that if I came up here. But it's too risky. There's too many trees that can come down. Too dodgy. So I decided not to go out on the Saturday, which is when the storm actually came through. Where my plan was to go on the Sunday. And by the time Sunday hit, the weather had calmed a bit, but not hugely. It was probably blowing down in the 30s instead of the 50s and 60s, which is much better. But my back was killing me by that point. I don't know quite what's going on with my back. I suspect it's going to hurt quite a lot tomorrow. But, you know, them's the breaks. So yeah, I didn't go out that Storm Amy weekend. It was just too risky. I probably could have got up here. I definitely could have pitched the Vern. The Vern would have handled it. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. But wherever I pitch the Vern here, I'm under the trees. And these aren't the most stable trees in the world here. The risk was too great. And it's always better to go, no. I don't need to come out. I don't need to make a video. I like to come out and I like to make the videos, but I don't need to. It's not my living. And it's not worth the risk. It's not worth the danger sometimes. Anyway. And then a few weeks of just back problems and all sorts of bits and pieces, which all sort of conspire to stop me coming out camping. And then I think one of those weeks I just didn't want to. I just couldn't. I got up in the morning thinking, right, I'm going to go camping. Do I really want to go camping? What reason could I have to not go camping? And my brain started thinking of ideas of why I shouldn't go camping, which went on for 10 minutes. And at that point I said to myself, well, that's it, you obviously don't want to. Don't. Sit down. It's not worth the problems. So I didn't. I think I sat in front of the TV all day. I think we watched Naked and Afraid Apocalypse. That's what we watched. Binge watched. And that was awesome. So sometimes your brain or your body or something just says, nah, don't do that today. It's not worth it. And you have to listen. Anyway, let's see what the coffee's like, shall we? Yeah, a little weak. But that's my fault. More coffee. Leave it sleeping for a bit longer. Tasty though. Doesn't appear to have a whole load of bits in it, and that's what the press part's for. I do need to see if this leaks at all. I really want to. Nope. Not bad. So I'm sort of testing a bunch of stuff at the moment to take on our first ever cruise next year, going to the Norwegian fjords in March, so it should be cold. And I want to make sure we've got flasks and good coffee. So that's what this is for. This is a test for that. I've also already got and tested a little espresso press, which is really good. But this is a bigger amount of coffee. You can never have too much coffee. So that's good. Happy with that. That's nice. Like that. So that's 3 of the new things. Well, I can feel the temperature's just starting to drop now. I will finish my coffee, and then we need to get the fire installed. I think I'm far enough away from the trees. I hope that's not going to be a problem. I just have to keep the fire low. Should be fine. Right, let's see if we can set this hot tent up, shall we? The stove, I mean. I'll spin you over here. So, it doesn't come with a bag. I just bought a cheap bag from Temu. Just put everything in. I also bought a large fire retardant mat. Somewhere there. Okay, so first things first, legs. Just let's see this. So, got 4 push-out legs. They aren't adjustable though, so I am definitely going to have to raise the front somehow. We'll do that in a second. So it comes with some gloves, probably about as fireproof as this plastic bag is, which has the guys, and the guys are for the top of the chimney, if you use them, if you need them. And we've got thingy for taking the thingy off the thingy. You know what I mean. All the chimney bits. Okay. Right, so the important bits are these, which has the adjustable part for the flue. That's the first bit that sits there. Let's set that around that way, I think. Then we've got a number of sections of chimney, which just click together until you go up through here. And then we go outside, we put the other bits on, and that's 2 more bits of chimney and a spark arrestor. Right, what I'm doing is just bringing the logs in for a couple of reasons. Just so I can get this all set correctly. I want it straight. Somewhere there, and then I'll put that under there. We should be flattish. Can check from outside. A little bit wonky. Let's just see if we can straighten that a little. Might be a bit better. Ooh, some of these logs are a bit large. I think that's a bit better. There we are. So it looks a little wonky on the camera, and that's more to do with the tripod that the camera's mounted on than it is anything else, I think. So it's a nice little unit. Little ash thing. Oh, stuff those in there for now. Now this doesn't have side windows, only has the front window. There's a reason for that, because it was a cheap one. Now, in theory, I am far enough away from the bed, I shouldn't get any issue with that. I'm reasonably straight on the chimney, it's reasonably straight on the outside, so we should be good. My only problem, I think, oh no, shouldn't be too bad. Some firelights there. Do need to remember to always use the gloves. Now this doesn't have much in the way of venting. The drawer is all from the bottom. From here. And there's no hang on. Yeah, there is. There's a little closure there. So that will be closed. That's fine. This tent seems to have come packed with money spiders, which is lovely. Thanks for that. Oh well. Let's just spin you out. What I also have, and what is probably the most important thing that I brought with me today, is this. This is a carbon monoxide detector. Now it will tell me if I've got any problems with the stove. It also gives me the current temperature, which is 15 degrees. Probably not. I think it's a bit less than that. 71% moisture. Got no CO in the air at all currently. And I'm going to clip that. I'm going to clip that up there. where all the money spiders live. That's okay. Well, there is a lantern clip just at the top there. That's fine. That'll do for now. Yeah, this definitely came with spiders. Lots of them. Which, in the old days, would have freaked me out. Not so much anymore. Which is good. Right. What I might do is try and split some of these logs down a bit. They are quite big. I don't need to put the tie backs on the spark arrestor. I don't think. There's no wind today. I'm not worried about that in the slightest, so should be all good. See if I can split some of these logs. So let's see if that thermal flask thing has kept it hot or not. It has. Okay, so it's about a decent cup size. I'm happy with that. It just needs a little bit more coffee next time. A little bit more of a stew. But kept it all warm. I think the stove could have done with one more section, you know. But not too bad. As long as I don't go mad, should be fine. We'll go and put my jumper on in a sec. See if we can split some of these logs. They will go in, but they're quite large. Right, time to get the gear sorted. I will try putting the mat on, I think. I'm not sure whether it'll stay on, but we can try. this side, so I'm going to close the tent up now. Ooh, it's actually chilling down. Don't want to get too cold, but then I've also got the stove, so warming up won't be too much of a problem. I think the weather said 4 degrees tonight. Let's just check that. Currently 11 degrees now. Yeah, down to 4 by about 3 o'clock in the morning. And for quite a long time actually. It's not going to heat up again until 9. If you can hear explosions, that's exactly what they are. That's the army training artillery. Hopefully that's not going to go on all night, but you soon get used to it. It's not that much of a deal. Right, so I'm assuming that the horse riders aren't going to come back around this way. I don't know. If they do, they do. I've got most of the gear inside the tent now. I'm going to get the rest in, and I might spark up the stove. Time is 5:30. Yeah, it's getting towards that time. Okay, so let's just pack down some of this gear. We'll put some stuff away, get ourselves all sorted. So in theory, at least, I can get the chair in the tent. I'm not sure quite how cosy that's going to be, but we can try. Let's give it a try. Well then, here we go. First time with the hot tent. Let's see if we can get it going. Well, it appears we have a flame. Let's have some smoke coming out the top, going in the right direction. Fantastic. Hopefully you can see that. There's smoke blowing away from me. So you can already feel the heat. Let's put some more wood in. Don't want to overdo it yet. Yeah, it's perfect. The wind's blowing it out over the path, so any sparks are going the opposite direction to any trees. It's exactly what I need. I do think it might be a little bit tricky to keep it going though, but we'll see. Let's see if I can get in and close her up. Yeah, a little bit of smoke out the top here. Might just be burning in, but I think we'll leave everything open for now. Bit of an error. I did intend to do a pre-burn on this burner, on this stove, and I just never got around to it. Let's just do a pre-burn. It's quite a smell. Had an awful lot of smoke to start with. It's fine now, it's all sorted itself out, but it's just the oils and the paint and stuff. But I can still smell it. Well, yeah, we live and learn. First time hot tent. Had no problem with carbon monoxide. Nothing at all. It's already 34 degrees in here though. And I've got both doors open for venting. I don't have a lot of flame in there at the moment, but it's quite warm for such a small stove. I'm going to turn the vent down a little. Not all the way though. Halfway. There we go. Just take a little bit of the heat out of it. Not too much. I need to start cooking really. Yeah, let's get organised for that. Okay, what do we bring today? Some pulled beef that I made a little while ago. It's a pulled beef in a barbecue sauce. What I'll do is I'll add a little more barbecue to it from my pack. Definitely a good pack. Timu special again. And then I've got some brioche rolls. Right, let's see how this all looks. Right, so at the moment I'm just using the kindling. I think for the best. Till I get the hang of this fire. Don't want it going out. Trixie. Just watch that for a sec. I see why people buy these stoves with the side windows though. But the more glass, the more money. And for now, this is fine. Okay, that's picked up again. Right, let's see what we can see. So, there's the pulled beef. Just break that up a little. And then we'll have to I think what we will do is we'll give it a little oil. Just to wake it up a bit. And then I've also got the barbecue, which we won't use yet. Let's chop that on there. Let's see what happens. Now it's quite dense, this, so it's going to take a little while. Most of the stove burn off has happened now. That was a bit silly of me, really. It's entirely my fault. Don't do that, guys. But it's sort of a symptom of how I've been feeling about getting out recently. I know I should have done it, but I couldn't be bothered, and that's on me. Right. This is Sweet Baby Ray's honey barbecue sauce. Fantastic stuff. Let's see. Oh, well, I think that should do the trick. Oh, gonna eat my dinner. That's pretty good. Could have put them with a bit more barbecue sauce. Good. Time for hot chocolate. I'm going to start to get myself sorted out now. I've got one door closed, I'm about to close the other. We'll get the fire nicely stocked up and get it cosy and warm, which it is. All good. Oh, okay. So, hot tent camping, you think? Probably going to be hot. You'd be right. With the doors shut, it quickly shot up to 37 degrees in here. The fire is not raging in any way, shape or form. Whoa. I can see that as being pretty in the snow and the ice, and when it's really bad later on. I'm glad I got out and tried it up here though, because this spot is not good for what I want for being in a hot tent. I'm sure I'll be alright, I'll sleep okay and things. Probably, maybe. But I think I'd have to go to the other side when I'm hot tent camping. Which is a little more tricky because, well, I suppose it's not. They're both, if it was any snow, they'd both be a pain to get to. One's a little further away though. This one's literally half a mile from a house. Well, sort of, up around the corner a bit. Whereas the other site is 7 or 8 miles. And single track most of it. Gonna have to think of it. Think again, I think. Find another spot maybe. Anyway. I have popped the door open. That did almost nothing. We're down to 36, but there we are. It's good. I like having the fire, even if it's too warm. It is still pretty awesome having one. I just need to figure out how best to use it now. I don't want to fill it full of wood and overheat it. I think it's just a case of feeding it slowly. All good. Right. I'm going to have my hot chocolate. 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to have to bleep the next bit because that was fucking awful. So just about everything that could go wrong did go wrong last night. The tent itself is fine, apart from one major flaw, which I'll go through in a sec. The wood stove was great once I'd done the pre-burn, but it got so hot, it was 50 degrees inside and it just got silly. I had to just open the doors. And it cooled down really quick. The cot bed was useless, and the legs just kept coming off, constantly coming off. Eventually I had to move that and just take it away. And because I concentrated so much on the stove, I hadn't concentrated at all on the pitch, and everything was on a slope. So I was constantly sliding. Didn't matter what I did, didn't matter what I put, you know, at the bottom of the tent to try and stop that. I just constantly sliding. I woke up half out of the tent with my feet and the duvet right out of the bottom. All a bit of a disaster, to be honest. So I'm just going to pack everything away, get home, get some sleep. I probably won't film anything. I just want to get this done and go. It happens.